who's willing to take a bullet for you. But then you say, I don't want you. You can go to Atletico Madrid. So Suarez, and that situation.
So let me give you a different situation.
Right.
What if you wake up on a beautiful Saturday morning, right? Barcelona just came off a good season. They're the champions of Spain, and you see a headline: Florentino Perez terminates Benzema's contract. Sergio Ramos yells at Florentino Perez. How do you feel?
I mean, you pretty much know. It's clear cut. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
Why
make
would you
sense.
do that?
I can't believe. As much as I hate Barcelona, I can't believe what's going on. I cannot believe it. I cannot, and I'm not even laughing at it anymore. I'm not even. I wouldn't cheer about what's going on. I'm not one of these. Like, it's not funny.
Right.
You know.
It's very sad to see how power and politics makes, or yeah, it does that to people.
You know, throughout the years.
Bartomeu.
Throughout the years, you know, us and most of our friend groups, they're all Barcelona fans. I'm one of the only Real Madrid fans, and you guys always told me like, oh, you don't know how to treat legends, and you guys were always right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think Perez has evolved and learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, on Barcelona, it's the other way around.
Well, I wouldn't say it's Barcelona, right? It's Bartomeu.
No, I said in Barcelona.
Right, but then that.
Right. No, I agree.
So you look at it, Barcelona, the body in itself is right now being controlled by a president that gets voted on.
If you had a company
right?
that did something like unethical,
fire the leader.
So you would say, oh, this company, right? You're not necessarily going to point out this person, even though that's his fault, right? So that's what I was saying. That's why I said in Barcelona. But yeah, I mean, I heard they're going to have what's it called? They're going to force a re-election or something like that.
They wanted to force a re-election to get Font in, who would have brought in Xavi.
But
now the fact that they're not doing it tells Messi, all right, this is another year. We're just gonna try to like throw some more pasta on the wall, and maybe this plan will work.
But doesn't his contract end next year? His last 12 months is now.
So what happened was he should have had a clause to leave. He had a clause to leave
after
June.
that expired in
June, July. It was for 30 days, starting in about June or whatever.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 30 days as for the start, or as the last season ends, as per the regular season, as commenced in the contract.
Yeah.
But because of the coronavirus, there were changes to the contract.
Of course.
That now makes this a very problematic situation. So this phase, the entire phase of where he should be able to leave for free, was meant to be at the end of the season, after the final game set, and now you're not going to create a big news story around your team while you're trying to finalize, championships. Yeah. So that's not the idea. The idea wasn't for him to leave on a free as they're competing. But that's what he would have had to happen with that situation. So the disrespect from the top brought the whole situation on its face.
Yeah.
So that's the leadership again. It's Bartomeu. Once he comes out, I think it'll be different. I said throughout the whole era that Messi's gonna stay. For me, he is the club. Messi is the club. Messi wants it. The fans will drive it home. You know what I mean? Like the fans have. When will you get a player like Messi? You won't. And they want to go and they want to see him. And if they see that it's because of leadership, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna make their voices heard.
So I heard that it's not as simple as it sounds, and if you're an owner, and your club is in a deficit, if it's not like profitable, he has to basically pay out the club. So if he doesn't have the means to pay out the club, I don't think he can step down.
But he's not an owner. He's a president. He's a voted president.
That's what I heard. I don't know. I didn't dig deep into it. That's what I heard, that until, like, if he can't fill the gap financially, he can't step down.
Right.
That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. I just don't think it's as simple as we think. Like, I think it has more complications into it. I think when you're in charge of such a big organization.
Likely, there's a lot of ego, right?
I'm sure.
I'm not going to leave. Whatever.
I'm sure there's a lot of ego.
So what Messi's doing, you're not going to leave? All right. Making sure that nobody will vote for you, because everybody that votes for you is a vote against Messi staying. And that's not going to happen.
I'll tell you what, I think that your biggest problem is Messi. And why I'm saying that is because he's so good that no matter how you guys play, you guys always have that advantage over any team. because of Messi. But as soon as when he leaves, if he leaves, I think the club would realize, like, oh my God, we're very unbalanced. What do we do now?
There probably is some of that, even though Barcelona, to me personally, seems to be a club at the moment. Not well, they are centered around Messi, but the impact is that all these players are now looking at the field like, where's Messi? Where's Messi? Where's Messi? That's their first thought instead of where's the right pass? Where's the right pass? How can I score? How can I make the right decision? So there are different things that are taken into account when Messi's on the field. So there could be more of that weight lifted off of your shoulders when Messi leaves. Nevertheless, I doubt that happens. A player like Messi is somebody you would always want to stay.
Right.
I think Sergio Roberto, De Jong, and Riqui Puig are players that combine exceptionally well with
But
Messi on the field.
Coleman wants him out.
Coleman, he's not going to stay for more than a year, so that's okay.
But if they end up selling,
They're not going to sell. They're not going to sell Riqui Puig. They sell Riqui Puig, that'll be a big issue at the club.
they want him out for this season at least.
No, they want to loan him. They want him to get game time, which makes sense.
I don't think it makes sense.
No, I think it makes actually complete sense because you have Dembele, you have Coutinho, you have Griezmann, you have an overload of these players that
the
will
quote
come down
was
to midfield.
the quote from Coleman was, "I don't want you. I don't see you as a part of my plan." Now, does that mean I like you as a player? I want you to win minutes. You want to go? Why don't you go out on loan?
But you have to understand, a player like him is a young player you're developing. He's not in there to develop. He has to win everything. Even if he wins everything, there's a good chance he's out. So he has to be on all guns blazing. Every top player I have.
Who would you play instead of him?
Coutinho. Why would you not play Coutinho? How can you play?
Why doesn't Coutinho
Hold on,
start?
listen to me. You paid $140 million for him. If you start a youth academy player at 20 years old over him every game, nobody will pay you more than a dime.
But why do they overlap? I don't think they overlap.
What was that?
I don't think they overlap.
How you can't play Riqui Puig, you can't play Coutinho, Griezmann, and Messi at the same line. It's not gonna happen.
Well, now that Suarez is gone, Griezmann will play striker, right?
Okay.
So would you have on your left wing?
Coutinho.
Exactly.
But you can't play Messi, Coutinho, and Riqui Puig.
No, but I'm saying Riqui Puig, he doesn't have to start. He can come off the bench.
I think Trincao is a player that's starting right now, and I think you want more attacking players. You want more goal scoring.
But why not have
hold on. You saw last year who's the only player that scored over 10 goals? Messi. So you need goals from the midfield. You're gonna bring Coutinho to the midfield. That's what Coleman's gonna do.
No problem. But why not have him in your squad?
That's his tactics.
You have the cup games,
that's
right?
His tactics.
You need
That's
him
what
for the cup games. You need him for all these games.
Bartomeu wanted a coach that's gonna do everything possible just to win this year. So if that means loaning out Puig, so you can give the game time to these overhyped players, it is what it is, because you're gonna have to sell them. Their stock has to rise. They have to come off of your bill if you want to give all these players playing time. If Riqui Puig is to get the playing time he deserves at Barcelona, you have to find a way to get these players out.
So you want to keep him as a sub?
I would love to keep him as a sub. I think
I think that's perfect.
You would, but that's not how the club is run. Right now, they're focused on giving every possible minute to these players that they want to sell.
So you agree with it or no?
I don't agree with it whatsoever.
Okay.
But I can see the reasoning for it. I could see the thinking behind it. And it makes a little bit of sense. I would prefer him to get the game time at Barcelona, right? Because he works so well with Messi.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's the lineup right there. De Jong in the middle, to the left, to the right, Sergio Roberto, to the left, Riqui Puig.
Yeah.
For me, that's as solid a three. They communicate well between themselves in terms of their footballing knowledge, in terms of everything they do on the field. I think that's a great trio.
Listen, I don't know if the quote is real, but if you want a player to go on loan to gain minutes, you don't tell him you're not part of my plans. That's something you tell a player when.
Hold on. Where did you hear that?
All over.
Who out of whose mouth did you hear that Coleman told Riqui Puig,
I don't want you? I don't know.
You've read it, but
yes, I don't know if it's true.
Exactly.
But if it is, then I don't know. I think it's a big mistake.
Everybody knows right now that Barcelona fans are very fragile when it comes to this. You throw them a little, you kind of throw a little fuel on the fire, and they're berserk everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what is getting you the clicks. So it is what it is. You got these publications that care about the clicks.
I hope for you that it's not true.
Yeah.
Because that would be an incredibly stupid move, but
I mean, honestly, the more that they're gonna push Puja out, the more I'd rather Arteta push hard for him. So I'm fine. You
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean?
All right, there you
You
go.
go bring this guy in. This guy is, for me, I think he's one of the best center mids that can move the ball in that way. That Barcelona seen since Xavi and Iniesta.
Hmm.
He's great, great potential.
Yeah.